my name is Michael of Rolling a Double 20. And today we're going down the alphabetical list of skills and making a challenge out of each one. I already did barter. It's now time for big guns. Now, onto character creation. I give my character a name, then assign these special stats. In hindsight, I should have made Charisma at least 4 for the Child of Heart perk, but oh well. For attack skills, I went big guns, duh, medicine, and repair. It wasn't too hard running past everything to escape the vault. Of course, when I got outside, I started looting around for things to sell. My first goal was to find or buy a big gun. My luck seemed to hold as Lucky Harris was the first caravaner I stumbled across, and he had a missile launcher, but only 2 missiles. Oh, great. Which brings me to the biggest issue of this run, finding ammo in large enough quantities. Early game is virtually impossible. My first stop at Megaton was actually Walter, to help repair the pipes, as this would grant me some experience and some caps for ammo. Even Moira had a missile launcher, and 2 more missiles. Let me tell you now, no, I'm not going to use the rocket launcher, because I'm saving that for a different challenge later on. I follow the main quest as closely as I can by starting to help Moriarty, wow, what a difficult name to say, with his silver problem. First of many times, I had to just keep running away from experience because I didn't want to waste what precious ammo I had. My first kill, outside of the mandatory rat roach, was this guy I was trying to save. I used up most of my ammo for 8 water bottles. Hey, at least they were clean bottles. Now, I don't remember why, but I thought I could rush getting the food and medical supplies for Moira at the Super Duper Mart. But I did get this cool shot. On a sadder note, the Raiders did kill the Protectron I set free. RIP bot. Returning to Moira, she wants me to either be irradiated or go grab her landmine.
Now,
Several minutes of drinking this muddy water later, I return to my boo and she gives me a perk. Not the type of perk I wanted from her, but I am a lonely man, so I'll take what I can get. Yeah, for the landmine part, I just bought a landmine and started waiting for days. One, so I can try to bypass this part, and secondly, to reset our inventory. It soon became clear to me that until ammo for our heavy weapons becomes more common, I'm gonna have to do a lot of waiting. I of course won't show all of it, but this was by far one of the worst parts of this run.
how are those hot little potatoes?
Moira, you are the hot little potato. Okay, anyways, I do have to start the main quest. I went to the metro, and across the street I saw a supermutant with a minigun. Hopping into the water, I swam across, hoping to use my one remaining missile to take him out. Fuck! It didn't work! I went back to Megaton to lick my wounds and wait for Moira to reset her inventory. I also checked to see if Harith was outside as well. Should have put points into barter. After waiting for 5, 6 days, Moira sells me 2 more
Good
missile
hunting.
launchers and 4 missiles. And I knew what had to be done next. Let's go get that minigun. And I missed my first shot. Ow! I did kill the super mutant and it leveled me up. I kept my big guns at 60 because I plan on taking the Size Matters perk, and I didn't want that perk to go to waste. Unfortunately, I had to look around for that minigun, and when I found it, it was thankfully not damaged. Ow! Okay, now I can get on with the main story. Now that I have a weapon with more than 4 shots, still not a lot, but I thought it would be enough to get me through the tunnels at least. I decided since ammo was limited, I would let the Protectron take care of any piss. Nah, screw that, I wanted the experience. I did get through the tunnels after using up all my ammo and running away. Back to Megaton and this bullshit again. Well, after that I went back to Chevy Chase with only 2 missiles and no ammo for my minigun. But that's okay, I just let the Brotherhood deal with the mutants. Being a big guns only run, I for once grabbed the fat man off the body and actually used it as intended. I of course failed to skip Three Dogs quest. I could save Scum, but that felt like cheating, so no dice there. I did have fun blowing shit up. Not so much fun when I nearly kill myself, though. That didn't stop me from blowing up the car tunnel further, by the way. Nor stopped me from doing this. One ammo trip later, I did sell my Fat Man and remaining mini nuke, because I calculated that having more missiles would be worth more damage in the long run, as well as having some more minigun rounds. One fight later, I'm already low on ammo. Great. But I persevered and pressed on. You could argue I wasted my last shot. Now I flee into this room, where this ghoul didn't attack me at first. I emerge outside of Underworld. Wait, they have a merchant. So I did get a new merchant to buy ammo from. With a new batch of ammo, it was time to clear my way to the tech museum. And some of them do have miniguns for me. I did manage to kill quite a lot of super mutants, except that a-hole. Back to shopping. It was on this trip I bought a flamer. Simply put, I could use it and use the ammo. I did use it to finish up some business, also to get an idea of how quickly I'll use up ammo. Do not play a drinking game with the word ammo. You will die. Or do it. I ain't your mama. I did try to conserve some in the tech museum, but that didn't quite work out. Time for shopping, dear. This time I was able to purchase quite a bit of ammo. Not much, mind you. Still, wasn't enough. Fuck it. I grabbed Three Dog's plate and ran to this gun locker that I definitely knew had a missile launcher in it and missiles in there. I return and tell Three Dog that dinner is ready. In return, he tells me of Lee in Rivet City. I decided to go through the metro. Why? I have no idea what I was thinking. Maybe it was going to be faster. Still made it to Rivet City, which opens up Flak and Shrapnels. More merchants means more ammo. Better yet, Flak had 800 rounds of minigun ammo to give me.
Look, this is
Dr. Lee tells me my dad has another castle called Project Purity. I was so glad to explore the little nook after finding that. Right, finding my dad. Let's go. And he tells us he went to another castle under Smith Casey's garage. And the minigun was very excited, as you can hear. And we have a new issue. Item degradation. It really wasn't a problem until now. Fuck, it's expensive to fix. No! God damn it. Things were looking up for this run. Surprisingly, now of all times I convinced Mora I went to Minefield. After getting as much ammo as I could from Tulip, I decided I needed more caps. So putting the story on hold, I went and grabbed as much Lincoln stuff as I could. Damn it, the weapon broke. I was hoping for a few more seconds. Anyways, I gave up thinking the ghouls wouldn't follow me, but they did. Later at Moira's, seeing that it would cost 1,000 caps to repair my minigun, made me realize the hole I dug for myself. I can't fix my gun, my other big guns are out of ammo, and I likely don't have enough caps to get anything else. This may sound odd, but I did some Googling and learned of a missile launcher behind the Washington Monument. I have played this game dozens of times, and I never knew this. With 6 missiles and some 5mm I stole from the Brotherhood that I can't use right now, I went back to find more Lincoln artifacts. This right here is why I like Fortune Finder. After almost getting swarmed, I left. This time I fled to Rivet City to sell some of the few artifacts I found. I didn't find much. On my way to Smith Casey's, I found an outcast patrol with a flamer. I did die my first time when this raider with another flamer attacked me, but as you can see, that's not what killed me. Forgive the change of controls, but for some reason Fallout 3 would no longer recognize my controller, and it was just this game. From here on out, it's all mouse and keyboard. Anyways, I returned to my journey. This time I ran into a junkie, not as useful as a flamer, so I killed him for the stimpaks mostly, and shortly after I got attacked by raiders with a missile launcher. Enjoy this next shot. For some reason, I thought I could sneak into Evergreen Mills by jumping on the roof. Actually, I was after the 2 missiles. It did not go well. Should have quick saved. And I was back at the junkie. Seeing 10 Penny Tower made me think I could get another gun vendor added to my list. Not a bad idea. Well, Yao Guai decided to show me why it's good to have the bare necessities. This time I went north to grab the Zhalong assault rifle to sell. But there are also 500 caps on his corpse, so I could now get my minigun fixed up. I didn't do that. Instead, I blew up the guards at Three Dogs Place for more flamers and used it for my journey to 112. By the way, if you're ever in this area, go grab the teddy bear from the shopping cart trap. You'll get a surprise. I didn't because the reward really wasn't my thing. Getting in and out of the vault weren't an issue, and with that finally out of the metaverse, we can finally continue the main plot. After yet another shopping spree. It was on this trip I finally repaired the minigun. Yeah, I'm skipping most of this. Nothing happens until the Enclave's arrives and Dad commits radioactive seppuku. As for the tunnels, even the Enclave weren't all that much of a challenge. They did do a lot of damage, but that's because my armor was almost broken. The good thing about all this Enclave weaponry is that, well, it's valuable. The Feral Ghouls, not so much. At least no one died, surprisingly. Honestly, from this point on, if you played the game before, I have to say there are no real surprises, as now that I'm in the mid game, heavy ammo spawns in shops are quite regular. It was caps and my own patience that became the main issue. So Rothschild sends me to find Vault 87, aka Little Lamplight. On the way, I encountered a Brahmin using an advanced stealth boy, truly a horror of the waste. It was here I realized the error of lowering my charisma to 1. I can't get the child at Heartbreak and skip this. On the other hand, well, I have huge guns, so I'll deal with them after I return to the vault and help Amada with her daddy issues. Fast traveling to the nearest point towards Paradise Falls, I get jumped by Talon Company. Took them long enough. Unfortunately, that fight was erased by a crash. After my anger subsided, I resumed. When I saw Crow, I took the opportunity to get as much combat armor as possible, only for it to crash again. This attempt, I at least found another minigun and ammo. Once I made it to the slavers. Needless to say, I had a lot of fun, and I freed the kids of course and brought them back to McCready. With Murder Pass open, it was clear I was gonna have to get a lot of ammo. Can you imagine if I ran out of ammo? When entering Murder Press, I decided it was best to only clear one room in order to conserve ammo for Vault 87. Even with that conservation in mind, I still ran low on ammo just before meeting Fox. Yeah, with only 60 rounds left, there was no way I was going to be able to go through the rest of Vault 87 and Raven Rock. So, shopping spree. Good news is that the mutants dropped a lot of weapons to sell. And this was my last big shopping spree. There was one more, but it wasn't all that time consuming. Unlike this one, which took over half an hour long. Still, I wasn't quite satisfied, so I went back to collect more Lincoln gear and sold most of it to Rivet City. So I got Fox to give me the Gek and got kidnapped by Uncle Sam. And Eden tells me his idiotic plan and tries to convince me to help him. Funny enough, this is the first time I saw a Gatling laser. Sure, I could use one if found, but that wasn't likely. After escaping, all that was left to do was to help the Brotherhood take back the Purifier. Not that they needed my help, with Liberty Prime being a walking big gun himself. I think the only way to end this playthrough is with one of the best big guns. I of course put the code in finishing the game, proving yes, you can beat the majority of Fallout 3 with only big gun, minus the Red Roach. So I know you have 3 questions. Was it fun? What were the obstacles? And what things would I change? Let's start with the first question. Was it fun? Yes. As for the second question, mostly finding ammo, especially in the early game, was quite difficult. As for things that would change, I would untag medicine and tag barter instead, and put enough points into charisma so I can skip the Paradise Falls quest. Although it was fun decimating the slavers, however, that is going to get boring the more times I play this game. Anyways, with all that said, I've been your host, Michael of Rolling Indelible 20, and I'll see you next time when we tackle energy weapons. Oh, that should be easier.